Hey everybody, Steve Przebrowski here. Welcome to tip 66 in the series 101 tips to ace your promotional examination. As a reminder, my website code3firetraining.com has lots of great resources on there to help you or anybody else that you're mentoring. Check it out if you haven't done so already. And also, this series is based on my latest book from Fire Engineering Books and Videos, 101 Tips to Ace Your Promotional Exam. 25% off code there in the green box. You can find it on fireengineeringbooks.com, on their website, as well as my own website. So let's get into tip 66, which is really no less important than any of the other ones that we've talked about so far, but really very critical. Strive to read at least one fire service leadership book every other month. Now, ideally, if you're an overachiever, shoot for one a month. But hey, I'm trying to balance things out because when we get to the next tip, tip 67, that'll be the other month. But for this, let's just say even months or odd months, I don't care. Pick a fire service leadership book that you can start looking at. Now, you may go, where do I start? Where do I find some of the books? Well, go to Fire Engineering Books and Videos. There's a plethora. Plethora is sort of, I guess, short for shitload or buttload or boatload or whatever you want to look at it. But Fire Engineering Books and Videos obviously has a wealth of not just leadership books, but all types of books there. Check it out if you haven't done so already. They also run a lot of promotional codes. So I know the cost of books is very expensive in today's world, but if you pay attention, follow them on social media, on their different various social media platforms, and you go to their website regularly, you'll see they do run a lot of discounts, sometimes free shipping, sometimes 20% off, sometimes 30% off. Check it out if you haven't done so already. Obviously, besides Fire Engineering Books and Videos, Amazon.com, eBay, I mean, the internet is just so easily, readily available for you. Obviously, there's some books right there. To me, some of the best fire service leadership books. Let me pull out some from my collection. First one, No Exceptions Leadership, from a good friend of mine, Jason Hovelman. Obviously, Jason's been teaching for years, FDIC, writing for fire engineering, published a couple of his books of his own. This one, No Exceptions Leadership is an awesome book, very easy read there to get through, but check that out if you haven't done so. Another one, Dennis Rubin. Dennis Rubin has written a number of books. A couple of his books, I think, very valuable. DC Fire, that's available through Fire Engineering Books and Videos. DC Fire, another short, easy read with a lot of good lessons from when he was with the Washington, DC Fire Department, or DCFD, as the fire chief. Another one from Dennis Rubin is It's Always About Leadership. Another great little book, short read, under 200 pages. Hey, a lot of pictures, pretty easy. A lot of good nuggets in there as well, too. Some other books. Good friend of mine, Jim Moss, another fire engineering article, another one that speaks at FDIC and has written a number of fire engineering articles. Jim Moss, he had one book published with Dan Kerrigan through Fire Engineering Books and Videos on functional fitness, and now he's just published on his own this great book, Firefighter Success. A lot of great nuggets in there as well. Nice, easy read. Some other books. Good buddy of mine, Jared Sergey, captain out of Norfolk, Virginia. Jared put together his No Nonsense Leadership book last year. Hey, another easy read. Good stuff, good nuggets for the junior or the senior company officer. Then you got, what are some other options out here? You got Frank Viscuso. Chief Viscuso has done a number of books as well, too. Fire Engineering has published a few of them. Obviously, there's the Step Up and Lead book, which has a lot of great nuggets within that. Some of the other Frank's books, It's Time to Step Up, the updated version of that. Some added stuff there. Also, another one of his books, Step Up Your Teamwork, another great book there as well, too. Running out of space here. Then you got some other noted authors, Billy Goldfeder. If you haven't checked out the Pass It On series, Billy put together the Pass It On series, Pass It On 1, 2, and then also Pass It On 3 that is now available. I don't have 3 just yet. These books are awesome. I mean, Billy took a number of different authors, many of whom you may know, many whom you may not know, but you will know when you read them. But a lot of good authors within there that penned a few pages within to share their nuggets on safety, health and wellness, and other good resources for all ranks of firefighters. And then you got some other articles. You got other books by noted authors. You got Chief Rick Lasky, Pride and Ownership. There's a fire service staple that's been around with a lot of great nuggets for all ranks. Pride and Ownership, check that out. Another one, he partnered with his buddy, Chief John Salka, Chief John Salka for 5 Alarm Leadership. Here's a lot of good nuggets in here as well, too. And then he also got Chief Salka's book that he put together a couple of years ago, First In, Last Out. I mean, I could go through all my bookshelves and all sides of this office here at my house here, but those are just some that I can think of off the top of my head. Obviously, you look at some in front of you and go down some rabbit holes. There's a lot of great resources that are out there. Now, I know you sometimes hear firefighters, well, books don't put out fires. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Books don't put out fires. I get it. But a book can definitely help you better yourself, not to mention help you remain a student of your craft. One of the best things about books is that obviously you can read them, you can, mark them up, you can gain some nuggets, you can gain a lot of, little tidbits for success, but then you can pass on the books to others. So, let's say you are a company officer or a chief officer, you take the time to read a book. When you're done with it, pass it on to somebody you think is very valuable. Very valuable, that has leadership potential, that is an up and coming leader or is a veteran leader. Doesn't matter what rank we're talking about. Or you can also do like some do, and that I've done in the past, is purchase books for your crews. Obviously it gets very expensive, but if you're, say, a company officer and you've got 2 or 3 people you're supervising, maybe there's that great little book that you find, maybe you buy a copy for each of your crew members, or if you're a battalion chief. I remember years ago at one of the conferences seeing Kevin Conant, who's a retired battalion chief from San Jose, a good friend of mine. I remember seeing Kevin at the conference, and he had a stack of Chief, Alan Brunacini, God rest his soul, his customer service book. And I'm like, hey, Kevin, what are you doing with those books? He goes, and he was a battalion chief. He goes, I'm buying these for each of my captains. I'm buying these customer service books for each of my captains, and then we'll discuss them, talk about them. And, here's a passionate, engaged battalion chief that's taking the time, spending the money to go invest, not just in himself, but invest in his crews, with the hope that if he shows that inspiration and support and buy-in for his crews, that they'll do the same for the customers that they're fortunate to serve, as well as their own crews. So, hey, take the time to read some stuff. There's lots of great information out there, whether it's hard copy, digital, it doesn't matter. Take the time to stay engaged. It's your career, nobody else's. So as always, thank you very much for the gift of your time. I'm hoping to maybe continue inspiring you and maybe sharing some resources with you that you weren't aware of, and hopefully giving you some more rabbit holes to go down. So until the next episode, take care, be safe. We'll see you soon. Have a good day, everybody.